Hey there, folks, and welcome back to the I Am CDB project. I, of course, am your host, CDB. You are not, and today we're going to do a shaving video with a razor you don't see a ton. It's out there, but you don't see it a ton. This is the Leresche razor. It is a three-piece razor, has sort of a semi-unique design. I say semi-unique because there are Gillettes that open this way as well. It unscrews from the bottom, like so, and this goes all the way up to the hollow shaft and threads on this. So this bottom part actually threads on that. And again, there's a look at the razor open comb. I don't know if you can see the markings on it. Very, very hard. Anyway, it's Leresche or something like that. Three-piece razor out of France. I don't actually know how old this razor is, so if you happen to know, let me know. We're going to pop in a Gillette Platinum. We're still using those. And it comes down like so. And then you screw the bottom on. And again, there are some Gillette razors like this. I have some, which I'll show you. This, by the way, was sent to me a couple of years ago by Don, the Navy Goat, who really helped a lot of channels by sending them vintage gear. So Don, if you're out there, still thinking of you, thank you. He helped quite a few channels with the gear they didn't have, and myself being, or my channel being one of those channels. So thank you, Don. We're also using the old school Mitchell's Wolf hat with the razor and brush Boar. So this could go horribly wrong. By the way, here's the dish. I'm actually going against my usual do not lather on the puck because this is a really old, probably 7-year-old soap. So I'm loading from here and I'm using a Boar. So this could go wrong, you know, because I'm certainly rusty on using natural hair. And Mitchell's, for some, has been known to be a little finicky to lather. So we'll hope we have a good run today. And if we don't, we'll bring something else in. No big deal. By the way, this brush you cannot get anymore. However, Omega does sell one just like it. It just doesn't have the razor and brush logo on it there. But they do sell one just like it, a Boar. Really soft bristles on this brush. Once broken in sort of long bristles. Very good stuff. The Mitchell's Wolf hat, of course, is legendary. Can be a little difficult for some people to lather, depending on whether your water is hard, soft, so on and so forth. But we're doing okay with it today, considering that we're using a synthetic. So we'll be happy with our progress. And again, using the Leresche, and I hope that's the way it's pronounced. You know, I'm never sure about those things. Open comb razor. Again, don't know how old this guy is. Feels really nice, actually. Really good shaver. I've used it a number of times over the years. I think I've had this one maybe 3 years, something like that. Again, Don sent it to me, and it's one of those that I'm keeping, and of course we'll never get rid of because it was a gift to me. And you don't see a ton of them. They're out there, and vintage collectors have them, but it's not something you see every day in shave of the day type photos, or, you know, buy, sell, and trade listings or eBay, although you can find them. It's just a good open comb shaver. To me, the efficiency on it is close to medium. It's not intimidating by any stretch of the imagination, but it feels, you know, certainly more aggressive than your garden variety vintage Gillette Tech or something like that. And it's a good shaver. And that was a nice first pass. I just dropped the whole razor in the sink. Let's wet the face a little bit, remove some of that. In the interest of expediency, in a lot of my videos, I don't do rinses in between passes. It's not a bad idea to do so, to remove that debris from your face, any of those loose whiskers that have shaved or maybe didn't come off, as well as apply some more moisture. And so always keep that in mind. It's generally a good idea to do it. You don't have to do it. You see me several times a week not doing rinses between passes, but I'm doing it only in the interest of shortening the videos. And so you'll see me, like, I've cut the post out of most of my videos unless I just want to show you an aftershave, just to save a little time, because people don't have a ton of time to watch these videos. So I want to try to focus on, shaving in general. Now we can go back and look at some of the how-to videos if you really want to learn how to shave. And of course, there's terrific content out there by GeoFatBoy, Mantic59, many others. I have some tutorials as well, but those are fantastic. It's hard to beat the tutorials out there by GeoFatBoy and Mantic, in my opinion. Some of the best stuff ever produced, and I would certainly use it as a reference point, and I would call it the sort of definitive definitive places to go for a beginner to learn how to shave. Their stuff is terrific, and there are, of course, many others produce super good content as well on how to. But those two folks, if you're new to this channel and you just happen to find me, and for whatever reason you haven't found their channels, go check them out, because their instructional videos are just outstanding. And of course, all their material is outstanding. But particularly those instructional videos, those are some of the first folks that I watched. And of course, I was in the forums and so on also, but they really helped me out a lot. And so they're sort of the godfathers, as it were, of how to, in addition to the forums, so on and so forth. Really nice razor here, the Leresche. Nothing at all to complain about. And actually, the Mitchell's Wool Fat is known by many to be just a great soap. It's got lanolin in it, so if you're sensitive to lanolin, keep that in mind. But many people believe this soap and others with lanolin in it produces a superior post-shave. That is to mean your face feels soft and retains moisture and so on and so forth. Doesn't dry you out. It actually adds to the softening, and that's what many people feel about soaps that contain lanolin. Now, there are a lot of soaps out there where they have lanolin, but Mitchell's Wool Fat is sort of the standard, or was at least, probably still is, at least in terms of mass-produced soap, that was really known for producing a great post-shave. It's easy to come by. Usually they just sell it in the puck, but you can buy the ceramic tub to put it in if you want. Mine's very old. Like I said, probably about 7 years, and it still does well. The scent on it is really nothing remarkable. It just sort of smells like soap, like not a non-deodorant hand soap that you might encounter, something like that. But the quality of the soap is generally regarded as quite good, almost across the board. There are some folks who don't like it, but generally speaking, most people agree it's a good soap that produces a nice post-shave. There are some vegan soap makers out there who exclusively make vegan products, which poo-poo the use of lanolin, and they claim it's, placebo and doesn't do anything. Now, personally, I disagree. I always felt I got a nice post out of lanolin-based products. But again, there could be a certain amount of placebo effect in that. But my feeling is it is a good quality soap, which does produce a nice quality post. So I don't necessarily agree with the strictly vegan soap makers, but that's just my opinion. There are a lot of vegan soap makers who put other ingredients in it to compensate. But I've always been a guy that really prefers products, tallow-based. But that said, I also have a really significant collection of vegan soaps from people like Soap Commander and Katie's Bubbles, and they do just fine. And so, but if I had a choice, I always, in my head at least, preferred tallow-based soaps, non-vegan. But that said, there's plenty of vegan soaps that are outstanding, like the ones I mentioned, and of course many, many others, which, I can't think of off the top of my head. Lots of great soap makers of all types. And, if you were one of those people a handful of years ago that was like, the sky is falling, the soap makers are going out of business, everything's going to drop. It has not. Here we are years and years later. And I used to always chuckle at the people that were like, oh, market saturation and blah, blah, blah. And here we are, more soap makers than ever. Many came, many gone, but it just, as long as people are buying stuff, there'll be people making it. And so there you have it. Okay. That was just a nice shave. No problem at all using the razor and brush Boar natural hair. The Mitchell's Wool Fat legendary soap, which was really outstanding. No problems at all. And I do expect to get a nice post out of it. And we used the Leresche razor from France. 3-piece. Again, not something you see every day. So I thought I would break it out and show you folks. And you all can Google it and learn everything there is to know about it. And if you want to buy one, if it happens to be out there on the secondhand market, give it a shot. It is a good shaver. That much I can tell you. Thank you, everyone, for watching once again. If you have not subscribed, particularly if you're new, or if you're not new, subscribe. Anyway, it helps me out. Give it a thumbs up so I can bring more content to you. It really helps me out. Until next time, I've been your host, CDB. You're not. God bless.